What is good, Internet? It is the No Justice Podcast, home to the pettiest nerds on the internet. We are your hosts, David and Zach. Say what's up, Zach, and you better not do that fucking tired ass joke again.
What's up, y'all? It came through my mind, but I wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah, huh. All right, so we back at it again. How was your week, bro?
Oh, my bad. You cut out for a second. Man, my week was good. It was. I got drunk quite a few times for some reason. There was a lot of celebrations around this time.
Mm-hmm.
Been in the gym and whatnot, just going ham.
Okay, okay. Uh, as for me, not a damn thing's interesting or new. Uh, I Yeah, no, there's not a goddamn thing. So we could just go ahead and go on to the next fucking topic. Uh you read War of the Realms to its conclusion, right? At least the
I
main
did
story.
not read all of the tie-ins. I read some of the tie-ins, but yeah, I did read the whole little mini series 1 through 6 and whatnot.
Okay. So let's go ahead and share our thoughts about that, talk about it a little bit. Overall impressions first. How did you feel about it?
I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. It just kind of felt lukewarm to me.
You said that to me before. I didn't ask originally what made it feel lukewarm.
Well, I feel like they wanted it to be really awesome and really climactic, but it just didn't feel that way to me. When Thor's hammer finally, like the most hype part for me was when Thor was in Warriors Madness.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't in Warriors Madness. He was immediately back. He was fine. Like the next issue, like they end the
Right.
issue with him, Warriors Madness. His hammer's broken. He's missing his arm, and the next thing you know, he's back at Avengers Mountain. They didn't give me any more of that. I was kind of curious, what the deal was there. And then with
Right.
he impales himself on the tree in the sun. Also, yeah, Thor's been way nerfed. I just want to point that out to y'all.
And
Setting the status quo, but it's really not.
for me, I actually just straight enjoyed it. Like it wasn't the most grandiose story in the world, but I felt like it was a good pacing for what has been built up for the last few years,
Yeah,
going back from the Jane Foster run to Thor to even a little bit before that. Jason Aaron's been doing good with the Thor series since he's been in charge of it, and I enjoyed it thus far.
like it. I guess it's just that I have a lot of Marvel friends that were like really, really hyping this shit up, like it was on some, fucking Secret Wars type shit.
Mm. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think that might have been your problem because you're also a
Yeah,
bigger Thor fan
people
than
were
me.
hyping it up. That people were hyping it up a whole bunch. Like I liked it. I do enjoy the stuff Jason Aaron does. I
I
did like the art for the most part. But for the Thor run, I actually don't. But the art for War of the Realms is nice. Oh, the
yeah
one thing that really bothers me is that Destroyer arm. It just looks goofy.
I'm still not over that, and the fact that he has that in the future as well when he's a old King Thor. I'm just like, y'all couldn't replace that
Well,
or
when
shape
they
it.
originally showed it, it was like it was slightly longer, right? But
Hmm.
it didn't look as goofy as it does now. It looks really goofy right now.
I just always thought it was goofy because I'm the
Oh, it was
streamline guy.
badass.
Like I just like my shit to look streamlined. I don't like anything to be to immediately look out of place. Like Thor's other prosthetic arm that he had prior to the destroyer arm, that was cool. That was sleek. It fit into his body well. I'm just like, okay, why the fuck didn't y'all do that with the destroyer? I don't give a fuck if the destroyer is bigger than Thor. Y'all can make that shit shrink.
Yeah, like just shrink it down to his body or something. That's my biggest problem because I like that it's got spikes on it and the destroyer arm in general. I mean, it
Yeah.
kind of clashes with his armor. I like it on Old King Thor because Old King Thor has some badass armor.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Thor with the destroyer arm, even if you made it fit his body, he just looks like a goddamn rock band cover, metal band cover. I mean, and I'm okay with that. I mean, but I'm still not really the biggest Thor fan, and maybe that's why I liked it a bit more because I'm like Odin's son. Yeah, outside of Jason Aaron's run, I wasn't that big of a fan. Like, yeah, he had one or two good stories, but I'm just like,
Yeah. Well, I didn't get to my biggest issue either.
okay, talk to me.
It's that personally, this is a guy I've always thought was a powerhouse. Although in years they've kind of been, a whole bunch. But Odin just keeps getting hoed. You know how people like in Marvel still act like Odin is like really that guy? You know,
Yeah,
Odin's
yeah.
just not that guy anymore.
I could be wrong, but I think that's kind of the point.
But yeah, I guess like maybe that maybe that is the point. Maybe that's what I'm not seeing here. But yeah, Odin's just not that guy anymore.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, Odin's always been the powerhouse of the Asgardian stories, but it feels like, at least in the last, what would you say, 5 years at least, uh they are pushing for Thor to be the face of Asgard versus what, I mean, he was always the face of Asgard as far as Marvel Comics was concerned, but in terms of in story relevance, he really wasn't. It was always Odin. Like, you didn't, if Thor was Midgard's guy, but Odin was Asgard. And hell, even in one of the comic books, he even said that, like, yeah, I am Asgard. But War of the Realms kind of just like solidified the fact, like, yeah, the time of Odin is done.
It's just confusing with how they write him because Odin's the king of Valhalla or whatever, which is basically their heaven. He ripped Cosmic Ghost Rider. He was like, "Oh yeah, I ripped apart space and time to bring you to heaven." So I'm
Mm,
like, wait, if you control heaven, like I don't know, I'm so confused because people in that dimension don't age.
right. Well,
But like
he
your
controls
age, I
his
don't know.
version. He controls his version of heaven. Like, as far as the gods go in Marvel, each I'm trying to remember. There what in Marvel there is something called the Council of Sky Fathers or something like that. And it's pretty much every head deity in every mythology in Marvel is part of this council. So you got Odin, Zeus, Ra from Egyptian mythology.
Yeah,
Uh
I know that.
yeah, so I don't know. Like, hell, there's even a heaven in Marvel that's spelled Heaven, and it's just the realm of the angels, which is, I'm not even gonna get into that one because I
Kinda
got some
weird.
issues with heaven, but I don't
That's
know.
just me. Hey, is it just me or did it seem like Mjolnir?
Hmm.
Uh, does it have like a fire property to it now? Than being flashy.
Yes, yes, it does.
I think that's badass.
Yeah, that was badass. Unfortunately, that hammer immediately got rid of. What happened in War of the Realms, at least in the last issue, like that Zach said, Thor was pretty much bathing himself in the sun to try to find the way to win the war itself. He was basically going through the same trial as Odin did to gain his all-seeing knowledge or whatever, even though he did it in a more badass way because he was fucking burning on the goddamn sun. Uh, and the solution, the solution was kind of okay. That is one gripe I had about War of the Realms. The solution that Thor came to beating Malakath and saving his parents, it was it was honestly one of those things. I'm like, why didn't you just think of this your damn self? Like, it shouldn't. Like, the fact that Jane Foster fucking came up with it without having to do all that extra shit. It was like, bro, you kind of stupid, ain't you? Uh, but nah, yeah, new Mjolnir has the power of the god Tempest and the power of the sun. At first, I thought it was like, did it absorb a portion of the Phoenix? But no, I think it's just straight up the sun. Because it can't, because the new world tree is birthed from the sun now, which I don't know how the fuck that's supposed to work.
Really interesting. I am interested to see how that plays out. I mean, that I don't know. That kind of conflicts with what they were showing with the old King Thor stuff, but
Yeah,
that's whatever.
yeah. I mean, I think they did a
They
soft
do have a
retcon.
run coming up though, so I wonder
Yeah,
if
true.
they'll talk about there.
Yeah, but okay, here's where my confusion is. Okay, if the world tree is supposed to be the physical embodiment of all the 10 realms, how is it being nourished by a singular sun? Like, not even some grandiose super sun or some shit. It's just like, no, this is just the sun that the earth revolves around. Like, I don't know. Am I tripping to think that's a little weird?
I don't know. I mean, I think Marvel just kind of does little retcons, reboots, and kind of just writes it as they go. I mean, all
Mm-hmm.
and DC both do that, but I kind of feel like that's what Jason Aaron's Thor has been, is just kind of
Kind of shooting
rewriting little
from the
tidbits
hip.
of the character and stuff like that.
I mean, so far he's done a damn good job with it because under Jason Aaron, you got more fucking lore about the Asgardian mythos than I want to say most other Thor writers had. But uh, yeah, I enjoyed War of the Realms. Any other highlight moments that stuck out to you outside of
Um, yeah, and Malekith, I'm just not. I don't know. I'm not crazy about Malekith.
Yeah, I was never crazy about him my damn self. It was just like he's just the agent of chaos character. I'm just like, okay, he's just crazy. Uh yeah, I would say read some of the tie-ins because that kind of gave you some highlight moments. Like I got some wholesome
Yeah, I was
Spider-Man.
about to say that's another problem is I haven't read all the times. The only ones I've read is like the one that was for Champions. I haven't even read. Yeah, I haven't read a lot of the times. So
Uh my personal
those maybe.
recommendations, read the Spider-Man and the what is it? This the team up that Spider-Man has with the Warriors of the Realm or some shit like that. I forgot what the hell it was called. And then the New Agents of Atlas. I personally enjoyed those tie-ins. I don't know why the fuck this event has pushed Punisher so much. I don't get it. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean maybe it's got something to do with the hit TV show. They've been pushing Punisher a lot. I mean with the Cosmic Ghost Rider stuff.
I don't know. I don't know
Quit
what the.
acting like Deadpool. Like Cosmic Ghost Rider acts like Deadpool, right?
No, I never even read that. I didn't touch that story.
Oh, it's really good. But yeah, he just kind of acts silly like Deadpool and whatnot.
Mm, I don't know.
He's kind of they do touch on the fact that he's Frank Castle a lot more.
Hmm.
It's just something I've been noticing. There's a huge Punisher
Well,
push.
I'm just gonna say right now, I don't want no Punisher push. Keep his ass in the background like he's supposed to be, and make him a guest appearance every once in a while. You don't need that kind of push. Like he's fodder. I'm sorry, any Punisher fans, y'all can suck my dick. He's fodder. Uh, since we ain't got really, unless you got something else to say about War of the Realms, we can fucking move on.
No, that's about it.
Uh, this is one. This topic is pretty much one that I feel like we should kind of knock out now since the Infinity era of the MCU is done. What is the best superhero movie for you right now? Doesn't have to be Marvel. Doesn't.
Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
I
Oh,
mean,
did I steal yours?
it's not really stealing because I was just gonna agree with it. I mean, shit. Like,
I mean, I just feel like it is.
yeah.
It got on Netflix, and I watched it, and I'm like, bro, this is just a fucking banger. Like the emotions that it makes me go through,
Mm-hmm.
it's legitimately funny.
Mm-hmm.
I think superhero movies are lacking a lot of genuine and original humor nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
Really funny, great animation, good characters. I mean,
yeah.
shit.
Great artistic direction. Just like
Yeah.
the one tidbit that I will argue to the death over is the fact that people are saying that pajama Peter, he's from 616. I'm like, no, he's not. Just shut up. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Shut up. Uh, but other than that, yeah, that fucking movie is just fucking aces, and I love it. And the fact that they made Miles Morales front and center of it, like, okay, one fear I had about Into the Spider-Verse going in was, yeah, Miles was going to be a part of it, and yeah, he was going to technically be the main character, but Peter was going to steal the show. Nah, Miles is definitely front and center, and he's the most important motherfucker in that movie, as it should have been. So bravo to
Well,
them for
and it
that.
was because the Peter they used was incapable of stealing the show,
Yeah,
because he wasn't it anymore. He was funny in like a pathetic way,
right.
a
Yeah,
fat poor way, but like we didn't have to see him get ruined.
yeah, and
I
plus,
have PTSD over that.
so
I'm still not okay about that. I'm never gonna recover.
yeah, clearly.
Bought me a
So
shirt that said Fat Thor. Like
So what we're saying is Fat Peter is better than Fat Thor.
well, he's way funnier.
So Fat Peter is better than Fat Thor.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
Okay. Just so long as we establish that Spider-Man is better than Thor. It's all
Fat
good.
Thor was useless. Fat Peter was useful. It just wasn't.
Yeah, he
He
just
wasn't
wasn't in
prime
shape.
Peter. Yeah, Fat Thor was useless. He couldn't do anything.
But Thor had the cool thunder moment when Thanos was sitting down. Like that was legitimately cool looking from a visual standpoint. But yeah, nah, he didn't really do too much.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. He cut off a crippled Thanos' head. Oh, never mind. That was prime Thor.
Oh god.
Make Thor great again.
And just to throw salt into that wound, he probably wouldn't have been able to do that if Captain Marvel wasn't holding him in a full Nelson. So
Nah, he would have twice. That dude couldn't even walk straight. He probably would have lost to Captain America. He was so fucked up.
let's not get crazy now. Let's not.
Yeah, I don't want to gas up Cap fans. I don't want y'all to think y'all too important now.
Yeah. Okay. So since we agree on number one, what's number two then? Like any superhero
Infinity War. Infinity War, in my opinion. None of the DC movies are gonna make that list. If any DC movie makes my list, my personal list goes Spider-Verse, Infinity War, then Death of Superman.
Okay. So Into the Spider
There's a
Verse is.
lot of really good animated Batman movies in between, but like,
I mean,
no.
if we're gonna do top three, then it's gonna be Into the Spider Verse for my number one. Number two is gonna be Blank Man. Don't at me. And number three is gonna be Infinity War. Yeah, I said it.
Blank
Uh,
Man.
yeah, Blank
I'm
Man.
blanking on who Blank Man is. I really am.
Okay, hold up.
I know I've seen the movie. I've seen like every movie ever, but
Hold up. I'm gonna send that shit to you right now, so you can understand who the true hero is. It's what's his name? One of the Wayne's brothers.
oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to say I would have known that.
Yeah, that's my number two. I don't care. And he's a look. Blank Man was my spirit animal growing up because I was a nerdy ass black kid. So I'm just like, yeah, you get the fine ass reporter girl. Yeah. Wait, was she a reporter? Yeah, she was a reporter. But yeah, so I don't care what nobody say. Blank Man is my number two, and Infinity War is a strong number three. Uh, honorable mention for me would be Blade. The Blade trilogy was fire to me. Number
I
three
do
was the
fuck with the
weakest.
Blade.
Actually, no.
Blade movies for me are like, because they're unrealistic and they're corny, but it's like, dude, fuck it. They're supposed to be. Relax.
Yeah, it's. I want to say Blade. The Blade trilogy was the John Wick of the superhero movies, almost.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, dude, don't focus on the plot. It's just about killing vampires.
Right,
That's all it is.
just watch Wesley Snipes do his fucking thing. Watch him
Yeah.
grab his sunglasses and then whoop everybody's ass. That's
How often do you go to a martial arts movie and be like, bro, that plot was ass? You'd be like, hey, those fight scenes though. That's my
yeah.
thing about. I haven't seen the Godzilla movie, but a lot of people are complaining about the plot, and I'm like, look, where the giant monster fights, cool.
Right. Like you can't even tell me the classic fucking Godzilla movies plot were good. Like they weren't, because I seen them. They weren't good. You just were there for the giant monsters. Anybody who tried to say otherwise is a goddamn lie. Like, no, I'm just here for the human characters. Then why the fuck are you watching a kaiju movie?
Yeah, like, come on, go watch Stranger Things.
Right. Yo.
Because that's the girl in it.
Yo, low key. If Stranger Things pops up with a kaiju, I think I'm going to be done with that series for the
They
rest of
do
my
have
life.
one. Have you not seen Stranger Things? I think in season 2, I don't think it's actually done anything, but like in that nightmare realm, there is a kaiju thing.
I don't count that as a goddamn kaiju. Unless I see it destroying a goddamn city, it's not a goddamn kaiju.
That's gonna. I bet you that's gonna happen. I didn't finish it, dude. I could not finish season 2.
What? You couldn't finish?
You need to. It's just they started focusing on 11. I don't like 11. I like the boys. Right?
Wow, that's a different one for me. I've never heard anybody say that.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's just like those guys are relatable to me. Like I had a lot of nerd friends growing up. Like that's just the relatable.
No, I get
So
that
I,
you like the boys, but I've never heard anybody say they hate 11.
I
Like,
don't say I hate 11. I just I don't like her like that.
I mean, I guess
They're in
like
like Chicago
the
now or whatever. I
are
don't
they in
know.
Chicago? I don't fucking know. But
I don't
I
know. I haven't finished the fucking season.
like as much as I like the boys, I cannot remember any of their goddamn names. But my favorite one is the black kid. Surprise, surprise. But yo, the black kid is always right. I don't care. And from season 1 to season 2, everything he said was on fucking point. I Anybody who tried to tell me otherwise, I'm like, and the fact that what was it? Was it season 2 where they were arguing over which Ghostbuster they were gonna be, and he's like, "Why the fuck do I gotta be the black guy? Like, no, I want to be the goddamn." Like, I'm like, yes, you stand your ground, homie. You everybody.
I remember I was sitting there watching that. I was sitting there with my friend watching that, and I was like, "Hey, bro, does that really bother you?" Because he was like, "Shit."
Like, I wish you would
He
try
was,
to.
he was like, he was like, "Next time for Halloween, I'll be Superman and you be Blade." Like, shit, okay.
Like, yo, you know how hard that hit me when I saw that scene. It reminded me of some motherfuckers who I hang out with. They tell me all the time, like, "Oh, we should do a Hey Arnold cosplay." Let me guess, you want me to be fucking Gerald, don't you? Like, yes. Oh my god.
I
And since I got my new haircut, people are like, "Oh, you
was
should totally
just
do
gonna say, I got the hair.
Like, I don't give a fuck if I got the hair. What if I want to be Black Arnold? How about that? Maybe I want to do my football head with the goddamn high top. Fuck y'all." But anyway, before we get a little too personal with this shit, let's just let's
Next topic.
yeah, let's just go on to the fucking news. All right, so
So you do it now.
I'll let you talk about this one since you more of a fan of her than me.
Okay, so RDJ says that he wants to see Riri Williams in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, if they can get the right actor, I'm totally for it. As long as they don't go with the sociopath, crazy Riri that nobody likes. Like, if nobody has read the current Riri Williams run,
Mm-hmm.
okay, because it is just it's amazing. Because she's like, I don't know, she's cool. Like, she's got a personality. She's a nerd and everything.
So you want Ironheart Riri. You don't want Iron Man Riri.
I want Ironheart. Because that's another thing. Yeah, no, Iron Man. That was whack. I want Ironheart.
Mm.
Thanos ran her fate so bad she had to rethink her life. Like, I want that one.
Mm. I mean, I'm down for a Riri to pop up into the MCU. My the couple things that I'm concerned with though is how successful or how well received is she going to be, because she's going to be here's what a Ironheart character is going to have to deal with. One, freaking all the RDJ fans are going to be mad at the fact that instead of getting Iron Man back, they're getting what they're going to assume is just a dollar store copy. And then there's also going to be the fact that, oh, the MCU is just trying to be SJW. They just trying to push a fucking agenda. Like, I'm not trying to hear any of that shit, because we all saw what fucking people were acting like with fucking Captain Marvel. And I'm
I
just
was
like,
just gonna say, I was at a bar the other day, right?
mm-hmm.
And there's this dude who was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't watch it. My uncle told me that Captain Marvel, was originally was a guy." I was like, "Yeah, he was a guy a long time ago."
And then he died of space cancer.
Like, he died. I'm like, and then I guess I forgot how Captain Marvel got his powers. It's like, but Carol Danvers was Miss Marvel for a long time. I was like, all she did was just get the upgrade.
Let's talk about that, actually.
It
Since we
was
talk,
pretty casual, and that's how I feel like that's going to turn out with Riri. But yeah,
yeah, no, Captain Marvel, the original, real quick. Okay, as much as people want to fucking bitch about Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, can we address the fact that original Captain Marvel was lame as fuck? His powers came from a goddamn
fuck.
wristband.
I've tried so many times to read other Captain Marvel runs. I just can't, dude.
Like, I'm sure he was popular in his heyday, but as a 90s baby going back to read them comics, OG Captain Marvel was not interesting to me. And the fact that his powers came from fucking wristbands was lame as fuck. Like the second Captain Marvel, fucking Monica Rambeau was more fucking interesting than fucking the second one. And before anybody tries to come at me with that shit, well then she should have been the Captain Marvel of the MCU show. No, she's better as Spectrum than she was as fucking Captain Marvel. She had no fucking relation to the original Captain Marvel. So anybody who fucking says that shit, shut the fuck up. Y'all just trying to fucking argue at the fact that there's a Captain Marvel who had a relation to the original. Look, ooh. I went to a dark place right there.
Getting heated over here.
No, I'm just a Captain Marvel fan, and I just get tired of motherfuckers bringing up Monica like she should have been the real one. Like she had no relation to the original. But back to Ironheart.
She's better. I like the more Spectrum.
Thank you. But back to fucking Ironheart. I would like to see her come in. Like, I would like to see the new generation take over the MCU for if they decide to take it on longer. Like, I would want to see the Kamala Khans, the Miles, the Riri Williams. Honestly, Sam Alexander will probably be the best version of Nova to introduce.
Yes.
Yo, fuck the Avengers. Just introduce the champions.
Yeah, they'd be like, hey, you know what? The Avengers, they're done. Let's do champions. Yeah, like they're canceled.
Oh yeah, I'm here for this.
They should have just been left dead. They should have just been left dead. It should have been the champions that came up and beat Thanos. I would have gone crazy,
bro. Yo, y'all don't understand how much I love the champions. They are my team from Marvel right now.
Yeah, like that is the wave.
Oh my god. Yo,
have a demeaning like for example, Teen Titans, Young Justice, like stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
Grow up, it's like, okay, what are you gonna call Young Justice when they get older? Nothing. Teen Titans, you can at least release the teen and just call them Titans, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice name they can grow into. It's not like way.
And then the Champions is just a fucking modern ass team for a modern ass age, wanting to do what heroes are supposed to do: save people. Like, y'all need to read the fucking read the Champions. It is the best fucking team.
I really don't be liking how a lot of Marvel's superheroes quotations are not being superheroes. Like they don't always just go out. You know what I'm saying? Like Iron Man will straight up be like, "Hey, this is below my pay grade." I'm like, "Oh, you sir are a shitty hero." Fuck, even Batman wouldn't say that.
Yeah, Iron Man's a piece of shit. Captain America's in the pocket of the government. Well, not nowadays after Secret Empire. But yeah, Captain is traditionally a fucking agent of the government. Fucking Carol Danvers, she's an agent of the government too, and she had a whole entire fuck up with Civil War 2, which
she's got the whole Alpha Flight thing too. Like her thing is always big threats too. She never, you know what I'm saying? Right. She's never dealing with small. She will sometimes. It's something I noticed about her current.
She's mainly space threats at this point, or big Earth threats.
Yeah.
But it's just like the Champions are just the team that you want if you want some superheroes. If you want that wholesome ass, goody two shoes, but they all cracking jokes and they got a little bit of edge to them, Champions is who you need. They're the fucking Power Rangers.
They like family.
Yes, they are family.
They actually like each other. I think that's a big thing to point out. I know Marvel has kind of been doing that recently, where they're trying to be like Iron Man, Cap, and Thor are the big three, right? But I'm just like, I feel like y'all have never liked each other that much.
They don't. And let's just
like, y'all had a whole thing called Civil War.
Two Civil Wars. And Iron Man was in both of them, so that should let you know what kind of fuck. Let me calm down. I don't like Iron Man.
He was on the right side, number 2, though.
Yeah, he was on the right side for number 2, but let's just address the fact that he's been
Civil War 2 is unnecessary, anyways.
It was, and it painted one of my favorite characters. Like for publication and story wise, it was not necessary. Like, and it painted some of the characters in a bad light. But anyway, back to Ironheart again. So yes, we would like her to be in the movie. Do you have an actor in mind who might play her? Me, I'm just thinking it should just be a no name, like somebody who's got the
Yeah,
talents
I
but
think
no
they
name.
should get. I think they should get a no name. I'm not looking for them to get like somebody big, like someone who wants to come on and prove themselves.
Okay. Oh, but all right. So are we gonna run into the same? Are we gonna do the same thing that Homecoming did, where it's a high school setting? I would personally want her to be in college. Like, yeah, she could be high school age, quote unquote, but she's actually they just show her intelligence. Like, yeah, she's in MIT.
I don't know. That would be weird though, because what if they try a romance angle and I'll be like, "Hey, she's 16. He's like at least 18."
Just
I mean, I guess that's not weird.
I
I guess
mean,
'cause, like, if people are in high school, they do that. I don't know.
just do what the comics did. Have her little romance interest either be somebody from the Champions
But
if they
yeah,
make that movie,
background.
or the childhood friend. Like, yeah. So, all right, we can go ahead and move on to the next topic because Ironheart's got
Yeah,
me talking about other shit. uh,
this is kind of relevant to what you were just talking about too.
oh yeah. So the next piece of news that we got is fan out. I wouldn't call it outrage, but the fans are mad at Marvel for their J.J. Abrams Spider-Man announcement. Pretty much. Let me pull up the article here real quick. Uh, well, just to give context, Marvel had announced that J.J. Abrams is going to be in charge of a new Spider-Man project. It's pretty much going to be reading the article. It's going to be a limited Spider-Man series in September that's going to have J.J. Abrams and his son writing a story for it. It's pretty much just going to be this new thing. No real details on what the plot is going to be. But what fans are mad about is the fact that they thought the news was going to be something else. What fans were hoping for was a in comic book conclusion to the original Spider-Man trilogy. Let me pull up the article for that real quick. If it'll fucking load.
I'd only want that if it was in movie format, to be honest.
Um,
I know you don't like you don't really
yeah.
like that original trilogy, anyways, and I that's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually what got me into Spider-Man because I was growing up. The first one came out, and I was probably like 4 or 5 when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what got me into Spider-Man because when you're that young, you don't really
Right.
give a shit.
Right. And I get that
You're
from
like, "Hey,
and if that's and I get where people are coming from if that is their basis for liking those movies. Like, no, I got into Spider-Man because of those movies. I completely understand that. At the end of the day, like what you like. But for me, as the Spider-Man fan that I am, because okay, going back to those movies, yeah, I was a kid too when I saw them, and I did originally like them. I didn't read comics like that when I was that young, but after I got older and after I started to know what my tastes actually were, and I read more comic books, those movies fucking suck for a Spider-Man
one and
series.
three are trash. 1 and 3 are trash for sure, but two I feel like was so good.
Two, and I've said it for a while
It
now.
carried the other ones for me.
Yeah, two is the best of that bad trilogy. Like, yeah, Doc Ock was cool in that movie. Like, I will never deny that. Doc Ock was cool. But every fucking thing else is so forgettable. I barely remember the plot of number two.
Oh, I
Outside
couldn't
of
even know what it
like
is. I remember Spider-Man lifting that heavy thing though, and he's like, "Ugh."
yeah, and that's part of the thing too. Like people remember these highlight moments from the trilogy, but tell you can hardly tell me what the hell the plot is for each of the movies outside of the first one, where it's like, oh no, it's just Spider-Man's origin story. Like, yeah, okay, but what else? What happened in it? Well, Spider-Man held the train back by himself. Then after he stopped it, the people carried him on his back and all this shit. I'm like, yeah, that's all cool and
It
shit,
was
but
so awesome to me because, like, as a kid, I don't know. I guess I've always had a thing for superheroes, and you kind of reignited it when I was like, I don't know, I was like 18 or whatever.
mm-hmm.
Because I've always had a thing for superheroes. So to me, that was just another of one of those moments where I was like, "Yo, Spider Man's the goat."
Oh yeah, like
because he doesn't need Superman to be the GOAT. He's just the
hmm
GOAT. He just does it.
yeah, yeah, like those moments in those movies are great. I don't argue that. It's just the
No, I
overall.
agree. They're bad movies. It's completely for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah, and I get that. It's
Reason
but
I'd be interested in. I'm not asking for one. Hell, I'm fine if Sonny was like, "Hey, Peter B. Parker in the Spider-Verse movie,
mhm,
that was the one from that trilogy."
right,
I'm completely fine with them saying that he totally burned out and all this other stuff because you know what? He got back on his feet.
right. For me, it's
Actually, I
just.
would be interested in that.
But going back to this article, the fact that the reason why fans were initially mad about this whole entire announcement was the way the announcement happened. Essentially, what Marvel did over Twitter was they had a countdown, but they started with the number 4, and each week the number would go down until the announcement was made. Now, for whatever reason, well, I won't say that they were completely off base with their line of thinking, but it still seems silly to me. The reason why people thought that there was going to be a comic book version of the trilogy, or the ending to it at least, was because it started with the number 4. People were like, oh, it's going to be number 4 because it was a countdown of the number 4, but in webbing and shit.
I
And
was thinking something different actually.
what
Fantastic Four, and it was gonna use Spider-Man kind of to get people hyped and into the movie.
oh, a Fantastic Four MCU.
Yeah, and I thought they were just gonna use Spider-Man as a crutch, and I'm completely okay with that.
I mean, I mean, I guess I don't know
I
how I
think
would
they
feel
could. I
about
would
that.
be very interested in a Fantastic Four movie in the MCU if they got someone that cared about it. Because I don't care what people say. The first Fantastic Four movie, in my opinion, I mean, I haven't gone back and rewatched it, but I
Right.
still feel like it held up. The second one, yeah, I didn't care for it, and that one in 2015 was straight booty butt cheeks. I remember I carried my girl like, oh man, I was like, I was kind of a nerd, but she didn't even like superheroes like that. But I was like, come on, Fantastic Four, superheroes, come on, let's go. She was like, "Can we leave?" I said, "No, it might get good, baby. It might get good." That movie never got good. That movie was straight grade A, 100% ass water.
Sorry, I had to deal with a fucking train in the background, but
No, but I just had sorry, I had to go off because that movie was so bad. Like, if I was Fox, and they're like, "This is the final product of the movie," I'd be like, "I'm just gonna take this L. This movie cannot see the light of day."
nah. If I was the director of that, like, I can't even blame the cast. Like, I didn't see the movie, but I thought the cast
What is
itself.
the director, dude? The director's like a psycho.
Yeah, whoever the hell directed that 2015 reboot, I'm like, him and that entire production crew should have
Something like
just.
that. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know any of these people's names, but I feel like that whole entire production crew, including the fucking director, they should have committed seppuku at that moment. Like, I can't believe we actually made this shit. But
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, how does this guy go home and like sleep with his wife knowing he released the movie?
how do you reproduce? How do you reproduce after you made that goddamn
Yeah, like
movie?
how do you make that movie and be like, hey, you know what? I should put my seed in the world. No,
Yeah, your bloodline ends with you.
I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I'm being extreme, but that movie sucks so bad. I've never seen a worse. There are people who will say Justice League was a worse superhero movie, and I'm like, look, Justice League, even that wasn't as bad as this movie. Like this movie, oh my god, like Justice League was ass, but this movie was so bad. Although maybe Dark Phoenix, I mean, Dark Phoenix, I wanted to go see it in movies because I said, fuck it. This is also closing out my childhood in the same way that I would want to see a Spider-Man 4, right? But Phoenix might take the cake for being the worst superhero movie ever.
I don't know. We gotta see that movie if you haven't already. Like, because we're
I
gonna.
might find a bootleg or something, or maybe if it's at the $2 movie theater, I'll go watch that shit.
Yeah, at some point, because we're gonna have to do a movie review of that, and you know what? That's what we should do. We should do a fucking double movie review of Dark Phoenix and Far From Home. That's what we
Yeah,
should do.
that is what we should do. I'll just
Uh,
find like a bootleg Dark Phoenix.
yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hopefully it's still in my theater. I might see it after work tomorrow or some shit. But yeah, I'm gonna have to see what the hell's going on with that movie. But so back to the fucking news article though. I don't.
Oh, sorry.
No. We go on tangents. We do this shit, but I don't know. You know what? I honestly just thought. Did you ever read the Spider Verse event in Marvel?
I did not. I need to. I'm
You,
lacking so bad on my Spider-Man stuff.
yeah. I I was plotting your
I
death for
didn't
a
show
second.
you. I went out and bought like let me reach over here and grab them. The other ones on the other side of the room. I bought a couple of Spider-Verse. I bought a couple of Spider-Man trade paperbacks and whatnot. I bought me some Superior Spider-Man. Finna get into that.
Oh, okay. I'm not a personal fan of Superior Spider-Man, but I did like certain things that came out of it. But yeah, uh, but the reason I had brought it up was because I legitimately thought I remembered seeing because the event was basically about psychic vampires going around the multiverse killing every version of Spider-Man or Spider-Woman out there. And I thought I
Sounds
remembered.
metal as fuck.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Morpheus is the best Spider-Man villain to me. He knocked out.
Metal as fuck.
But and it just reinforced the fact that Spider-Man is the goddamn goat of Marvel. But the reason I brought it up was because I thought I remembered in that event one of either Morpheus or the other psychic vampires killed the Sam Raimi fucking Spider-Man. I almost distinctly remember myself jumping up clapping about it. Like, yes, the fucking nightmare is over. Oh, I could be wrong. I could have just had a
Here's a
fucking
real question. How'd you feel about Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man?
that that's a controversial one for me because okay, you know what? I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot with
Those
this.
were eh. I was like, eh.
See, when it came to these movies thus far, my judgment of them is okay. Who portrays Spider-Man the best? And I know, and I go under the whole entire. It's a multiverse. I mean, it's a different universe rule, but at the same time, if the movie is trying to present itself as the original comic and try to bring out that spirit of it, then I am gonna judge it off of that metric as well. So for me, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, terrible. He's the worst version of a Spider-Man I've seen to date. Andrew Garfield, he's okay. He's not the greatest, but he's damn sure not the worst.
You know, people complain about a lot is they said they thought he was too good looking, and I was like, well, I think Peter Parker's a fairly good looking guy. Like he's average looking, but I mean,
He's average looking compared to some of the people around him,
he
but
got a six pack. Shit,
let's
that's
like
more than a lot of people can say.
let's address the elephant in the room when it comes to comic books. Damn near every superhero is a goddamn supermodel and waiting to happen. Some of them
And
do
most
that
of
shit
them are
as a
geniuses.
like fucking Carol Danvers. She modeled for as a side gig. Fucking She-Hulk was doing lingerie modeling. Fucking damn near every fucking superhero has done modeling at some point in their life just to say fuck it, I'm that good looking. But anyway,
Superman would never,
Superman would never. Is that what you just said?
never. He would never.
I'm gonna let you believe that.
I'm really imagining right now that there's like a Justice League calendar somewhere where all the Justice League names are on.
Sponsored by Wayne Enterprises.
Exactly. Going through my mind, I was like, "Hey, bro, Lois probably has like a calendar like, with like Superman like on."
God damn it! Now you got the image in my head of what a fucking Superman calendar would be. Like now, I'm just imagining him bench pressing a fucking tractor for the month of September. Oh my god. Okay. Since we're already on that goddamn topic, okay, what character would be what month, and what would they be doing for that month?
Oh, that's a hard one. I don't know if I can fill everything out, but I feel like Wonder Woman should be February.
No, that's too obvious. That's too obvious.
Batman should be May, and the only reason I say that is because Batman Day falls in May, and Superman should be April.
Okay. April. All right, what would Batman be doing in May then?
I don't know, fighting crime with justice. And these
yo.
Well, I mean, Gotham would be in New York. It probably doesn't get that hot there. At least not by my standards. My standards hot is like 95 degrees.
Right. Yeah. You know what? I actually had the image in my head. Is gonna be fucking Batman in some fucking short shorts with tramp stamp that says justice on the back. You know what? I think Wonder Woman should be December because she's a fucking gift any goddamn
You're right.
time of the
I would
year.
love to see Wonder Woman and like some Santa Claus,
Like not even Mrs. Claus, just Santa Claus. Like she's a goddamn
some
gift giver.
Santa Claus stuff. No, now that you said that, I must answer the question. Yeah, it'd be like Batman, like a tree in half or some shit like that.
Oh my god. Okay, we gotta move on because that
Yeah.
people are gonna be thinking we gay as fuck. Moving on.
2019. Y'all got to get past this shit.
Right. But next
It's not
topic.
like an admission or anything. Me and my brother had that argument earlier. He was like, "Bro, what if they put such and such or something as gay?" I was like, "Dude, I don't even fucking care no more."
Yeah, it's whatever. But next topic is Marvel's actually looking at the Game of Thrones star. I hope I'm pronouncing her goddamn name right. Nathalie Emmanuel. Yeah, Nathalie Emmanuel, girl who played what's her name, Masani.
Mr.
Yeah, that fine ass woman. They are looking for her to be the MCU's Storm from the X-Men. Thoughts?
Okay, this is where I feel like it could get controversial. Me as like I've never cared too much about this sort of stuff, like the skin colors of castings and whatnot. Bothered me, I don't care. The only one that bothered me was the Michael B. Jordan as Superman, because I was like, why? I feel like y'all are just trying to push the Michael B. Jordan wave at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never cared, but I know there's definitely a controversy because she's light skinned.
Yeah.
And because Storm is, obviously
Yeah.
from Africa, and she's not light skinned. So I guess that would be qualified to speak on that. So
No, you can
off to
speak.
you.
No, you can speak on it, but for me,
It just doesn't bother me, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, he's ignorant because just straight white guy," and I'm like,
okay, I see what you mean then.
it doesn't bother me. I'm sorry.
It really don't bother me either, but I feel like I would be hypocrite if I didn't actually give it more thought, and I have been tossing the thought around in my head since I heard about the news.
It's a
Personally,
valid complaint. I'm not gonna lie.
it's a valid complaint, but maybe it's my light skin bias because I am light skinned. I don't mind it because okay, I'm really of two minds about it. Like on one hand, I don't really care because I'm applying the multiverse rule that I have for these movies onto it. Like okay, she can be a light skinned Storm, but she doesn't necessarily have to be in like the heart of Africa. She could be from Egypt where they are light skinned. Or she could be from South Africa where the populace is a mixture of black and white. But if they're trying to be, I guess, comic book accurate, I would say it would be a bad idea to make her light skinned, especially after you just got done having Black Panther, where it was a litany of fucking beautiful dark skinned black women. And so it's like if you were able to do it for that, you probably should do that for Storm too.
I just want to say who I would actually choose. I do like Nathalie Emmanuel.
Mm-hmm.
But who I really like actually is Anna Diop, which is the girl who plays Starfire in Titans. I think that girl's fine as hell.
That might actually be a good idea. But I don't know what her contract looks like. Like, can she do a crossover like that?
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm just, if by chance this gets out there, I think that'd be a great casting, yeah.
Yeah, the girl who plays Starfire, she's dark as fuck. But she is beautiful too.
Say, she fine as hell. So it's like two birds, one stone. There we go.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I saw Titans for a bit, but I don't know if her act. What else has she been in?
That's
I mean, from
what
looks
we're
of
talking about. No, I mean, I don't think she's been in a lot. I think she's only been in a couple things.
Right.
Like Titans might even be her big role for all I know.
Like, okay, if
it depends. If you're gonna do a solo Storm movie, then I don't know because I don't know what her acting's like. But I mean, if she's just playing with Storm in like an ensemble type movie, then I think she'd be fine. She couldn't be any worse than the last girl who played Storm. She didn't.
Yeah, she didn't. That girl didn't stand out, but I also didn't think she did bad. I actually liked, at least from a visual standpoint, I actually liked how she looked. Like, I'm always a sucker for Mohawk Storm anyway. Like,
that Mohawk. I'm not into the Mohawk.
Like, I'm just talking about from the comic standpoint because Mohawk Storm always had the fucking not even sexy, just like badass outfits. So I was like, yeah, yeah.
You know what I like was when got I forget what hammer it is, but she got one of Thor's hammers.
The ultimate version.
And she didn't get the ultimate version. But she got like one of Thor's hammers, and she
Oh
was
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like,
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
that was dope.
I feel like that's a bit redundant if she gets Thor's hammer. Like, I don't know.
Nah, because I think that's one of the problems against her that people hold against her. She's not like she doesn't have like super durability, but when she got them hammers, she was strong as fuck.
I mean, yeah, she's not
She's
durable, but
always strong as fuck, but this time she was tanky and strong as fuck.
yeah, I guess. I mean, she's an Omega, so I'm just like, she really don't need to. She's always been kind of a glass cannon, so I felt like that was a good balance. Like, yeah,
She do be strong as fuck. People be sleeping on Storm. I was seeing some thread I was scrolling through Facebook the other day. People were like, Sakura would beat Storm's ass. I was like,
who the
no.
fuck said
I was,
that?
I was like, no, boo boo. That's not how that works. I
Oh,
was like,
oh,
Storm would tear her a new one.
like I got a soft spot for Sakura, but you ain't about to disrespect my queen like that. No, no, no,
I
no.
was like, Storm is powerful as fuck. I used to think the same thing, right? Like before I
Hmm.
started reading the comics and everything, I was like, oh, she's just kind of like making clouds and a little bit of lightning and a little bit of weather. And I know, no, she's an Omega level mutant.
Yeah, she's a problem for a goddamn reason. Like, she's a high
Dude,
priority.
they were fighting what's his name? It was either X-Men or Legion, who were both, strong as fuck.
Hmm. Yeah.
Man, the lightning blast she dropped on him. Oh my god. It was like the world's biggest lightning blast. Thor's dick would have got hard if he saw this lightning blast.
You know what? I'm always surprised at the fact that Thor never hollered at her because she clearly has no problem with white boys.
I
She
would
had a
ship
thing with
that.
fucking Wolverine.
Yeah, like I would ship that.
I wouldn't, but I mean, I'm always for the Black Panther Storm relationship,
True.
but yeah, I just always found that weird. Like, why the hell hasn't Thor gone after her? Like, he's been all up on Jane Foster's female dick, but he won't go after the woman who can do the storms without a goddamn hammer. Okay, but I think I think Thor doesn't like black women, man. Racist.
Probably. Yeah. Racist motherfucker. Hanging out with all them white people for so long.
Motherfucker, he's all about them Aryan women.
Yeah.
uh, but
It's
yeah,
like if you don't have red hair or blonde hair. Oh, well, never mind. Jane Foster doesn't have either of those.
no, he just wants his women white. He's down for the snowflakes, but I mean, he do him. uh, moving on though. So Marvel is planning on bringing back the Ultimate Universe, and it's going to be introduced in the newest Miles Morales issue. I believe it's going to be issue 10. The writer is going to be Ahmad's. God, I'm gonna jack up his goddamn name. But you're Muslim, aren't you? Yeah, but I'm American.
That was just playing through my head. I said, look, someone's gonna be like, hey, isn't he Muslim?
Like, yes, I'm Muslim, but I was born American, so I had to learn Arabic. I can't say this shit perfectly, so fuck y'all. Saladin Ahmad. He's gonna be the writer for well, he's the writer of the current Miles Morales stories, but he's also gonna be bringing back the Ultimate Universe. So, what's your thoughts on this? Are you happy? Are you concerned?
I hope in this Ultimate Universe they're bringing back that Captain America is dead as fuck.
Yeah, fuck Ultimate Cap. I hate fuck.
That's the only thing I'm asking. Like, please have him be 6 feet under, or matter of fact, he never existed because
No,
he's
no, no,
so
no,
bad.
no, no. I want him to exist just so people can realize how fucking bullshit he is. That motherfucker is the reason my Spider-Man is dead. Fuck y'all.
Bro, I know.
And
Whack.
like, okay, my hatred for Ultimate Cap is partially the reason why I'm not too fond of mainline Cap. Like,
I know, me too.
like, I just look at all
I know I
Captain America.
shouldn't let that get in the way, but I'm just like, You
Bro,
bastard.
yo, I'm legit profiling all Captain Americas. I'm not even gonna fucking lie.
Profiles on every
Yo,
time a Captain America shows up, you gotta like side eye. I'm like,
oh hell yeah. I'm like, yo, I don't. I know we don't condone this, but we need to stop and frisk all Captain Americas.
they all undergo massive psych evaluations.
Psych evaluations. You know what? Put them in detention camps. I don't care. I don't trust Iron Man's and Captain America's. They all go in detention camps.
Straight there, he's like, hey,
like, you remember when you killed Spider-Man? I don't even have
yeah,
a Spider-Man in my universe, and I wonder why.
exactly.
Uh, but for me, you know what? I'm okay. I'm glad that they're bringing back the Ultimate Universe because I loved it. I loved what they did with it for the most part. Yeah, there were some bad stories in it, but for the most part, Ultimate Universe was fucking awesome. Oh, hold up. You go ahead and give your thoughts because I hear a train in the background, so I'm gonna mute
I
this
just
real
heard
quick.
it. Yeah, actually, I just had a thought. One of my biggest problems with Marvel is that they've been releasing a lot of comic books, and by no means is releasing a lot of comic books a bad thing, right? Especially if you're a fan of it. Like I like a lot of their stuff, especially recently. I've been liking a lot more of it, but I feel like it really moody. So I think with an Ultimate Universe, maybe they could either cancel a lot of the titles they got going now, or move them over to that universe somehow, or just do something like that. But I think that would help with continuity. Is if they had these two universes running side by side, kind of doing their thing. But I think that also runs the risk of trumping the other and becoming more popular.
I I don't know if they're gonna immediately jump into making its own line of comics again. I mean, I would assume that's the thing, but there's already an oversaturation of comic books from both DC and Marvel. And part of the problem with a lot of their newer stuff is Marvel isn't advertising their new shit well. Like, they're pushing all the legacy characters, but a lot of the smaller titles aren't getting the kind of attention that they need in order to survive. Like, everybody
That's what
is,
I was saying, and
yeah.
that's why I feel like if you slap Ultimates on it, I don't
Yep.
know.
Yeah, but I know that we like Ultimates, but I don't know how big of a reception Ultimates gets from the larger comic book fan base. Like, I legitimately don't. I legitimately do not know how popular the Ultimate Universe was.
I feel like it was more popular than New 52 was.
Oh yeah, well, a lot of comic book runs were more popular than New 52 for the most part. Like like we're in the minority for liking New 52.
It was. I get where people's gripes are with New 52. I think the thing is when a lot of people who came on afterwards or towards the end of it when they knew it was ending, right? You could
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it for what it is. But at the time, I could imagine because I wasn't a big comic book fan then. At the time, I could imagine how when it was starting, people would be like, "Oh my god, this direction, I hate it," right?
Mm-hmm.
But to know that it's ended and they've kind of come back, I don't mind revisiting that and reading those stories, right? Like
Right.
I like them still.
Like, I mean, some of the best Batman stories came
Not
from the
bad
New 50.
stories.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no! New 52 Batman is the goat. He is so like his stories. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
some of them are so good. This is
And
my
new.
problem with the current Batman, dude. The current Batman writer is he's so bad.
Yeah, he's kind of
Like, he
a.
started off good.
He's almost. He almost feels like a Batman fan fiction writer, if that makes sense.
Like it's bad, dude. No, but he's just going crazy with every character. He was the guy who wrote Heroes in Crisis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Heroes in Crisis. Really, y'all won't be spoiled because it's such ass. But yeah, Wally West becomes a mass murderer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was just dumb. He like
I was
killed
okay.
everybody
I was
and
okay
then
with them
goes back
going.
in time and kills himself or some shit. I don't even know. No, I have to keep ranting because another problem is Harley Quinn outran, outmaneuvered, and got away from Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. I don't see her. I don't know where she is.
Mm.
This is also the same guy that wrote Catwoman to knock out 3 Flashes. Oh, also, this is the same guy that had Batman break KG Beast's neck and leave him for dead in Siberia.
honestly, I don't have a problem with that one because nobody really gives a damn about KG Beast. Like,
But it's just the fact that like every Batman fan is like, no, Batman should never kill. And then when Tom King does it, they're like, no, 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 it's okay. There's nothing wrong with the Batman title. I'm like, no, clearly there's something wrong here.
no, I hear what you're saying, but
He had some good work though. I mean,
yeah.
I just sorry, I had to go off on Tom King. I don't even remember where we were.
we're talking about
But
the Ultimates.
of Tom King hate.
Yo, our tangent game is on point today. But
Yeah.
uh my biggest fear for the Ultimate Universe coming back is they're gonna relegate any of the characters that, because outside of, there are more characters who have trickled in from the Ultimate Universe that aren't just Miles Morales, but I'm afraid that they're gonna drag Miles back to the Ultimate Universe.
Oh,
And
I will. Nope.
and on the surface, people are like, okay, what's wrong with that? That's where he came from. That's where his popularity came from. The problem with that
Because he
is
won't have any agency.
exactly if you because
You're a
the ultimate
universe. Second
the
stringer when you do that.
exactly the Ultimate Universe is essentially the player two of universes when it was released. It was, people enjoyed it. People enjoyed it. People tuned in for it, but at the end of the day, they only really cared about the mainline universe. That's the problem. That's not. It's not a problem, but that's been the case with all alternate universes. Yes, there are fans of certain universes, but at the end of the day, you're going to go back to the main quote unquote canon universe. So if you take Miles, especially now that he's gotten some mainstream popularity as of the last few years, and you relegate him back to player two, I'm gonna legit be mad because it's like, no, Miles is getting he's been part of at least two major events, and he's been an important character in both of them. Fucking Civil War 2 and in fucking Secret Empire. Like, I don't want Miles. I don't want any of these characters who originally came from the Ultimate Universe and who got put into the main universe to then get any of their fucking momentum taken away from them. Like, that's what I'm worried about. And I hope Marvel is not stupid enough to do it. But there is a good chance that they will. So we'll just have to see.
I mean, I'll probably trigger a bunch of people by saying this, but low key, I would not be mad if Peter Parker died and Miles Morales took the mantle. I mean, I know that's how he was introduced originally, but I mean, it's just such a good story. I mean, it's comic books. It's not like Peter Parker has to stay dead forever, but I wouldn't mind, like, for a second, right?
I I wouldn't want them to I wouldn't want them to do another Death of Spider-Man story. What I would want in the ideal scenario of Miles taking over is
I just want him
Peter
to be recognized
retiring.
as a real hero. Yeah, like something like that. I just want Miles to be recognized as, I don't know. I
I
just
mean,
want him to be grown up. People to be like, oh, that's Spider Man, not be like, oh, no, that's the other one,
well,
right? No, I
Miles
want people to be
Miles is
like, oh,
basically in
it's a
college
Spider
now. Miles is basically in college.
Man. I'm not, like I said, I'm not caught up. I don't know how old he is.
He it's a
I
little
feel like he was
strange
16 last time
because
I read. He looks older.
yeah, he
I just don't know
looks,
how old he is.
I want to say he's, if not like at youngest he's a junior, but at oldest he's like a freshman in college. Like he goes to that
Is he
specialty
still at
school.
Brooklyn Vision Academy?
Yeah, he's going to that specialty school for the super geniuses and shit, but I don't know what that it's a charter school. I'm sorry, but I don't remember where what level of education it's supposed to be for that type of thing. I want to say it's college though. But anyway, it just really goes back to what we've been saying for a while now when it comes to comic books. We want the new generation to be at the head now. And I know they're not ever going to really go to that length, but I would like, at the very least, I would want Miles to get the Nightwing treatment where he becomes an adult and then he does his own thing, and then we could follow that on top of,
How would you feel if he quit being a Spider Man and he became something else?
like, he went under a different mantle.
You know how Nightwing quit being Robin and he was
Right.
Nightwing.
I mean, he'll still be a spider hero. I mean, it'll be kind of weird for him to call himself something
Like, I
different.
don't know. What if they changed it up a little bit?
Like how Spider Gwen goes by Ghost Spider now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she like it's been an ongoing joke with Spider Gwen
I really
runs.
gotta catch up on my Spider-Man. That's what I'm gonna do tonight. I ain't got shit to do tomorrow. I'm finna binge some Spider-Man shit tonight.
Yeah, but Spider Gwen, she originally she was going under the mantle of Spider Woman, but it's been an ongoing joke of she hasn't really committed to any type of name. It's just everybody else is giving her a name, but now she's kind of played around with the idea of calling herself Ghost Spider.
Dude, aren't you glad that Miles never like decided to be called Spider Boy?
Oh my god, I would have been so.
Because I would have been like, low key, is this racist? Peter
Yeah,
never went by
yeah.
Spider
I was about to say. I think I even told you that. Like, I think you asked me the question one time. Like, is there something
Might
wrong?
have.
Yeah, because you asked me like, is there something racist about being called boy? I'm like,
No, I know for me it was always contextual, right?
yeah. It was.
Like,
It's typically
for
contextual.
example, like on the football team, right? Like when we be playing football, like, what's up, boy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But you know, I know when someone, especially stuff, would be like,
yeah. Like you edging real like there's some. There are times when somebody says boy, and I'm like, you put a secret nigger in there.
they'll be like, they'll hit you with the boy.
Yeah, like
Say that like that.
anybody with a southern accent, I hear say "boy." I'm like, oh, we
Just
scrapping right now.
Get on your toes. You're like, wait, what'd you say? I need to repeat that context.
Yeah, like I'm gonna need you to use that in a full sentence, please. But yeah, nah, yeah, I'm real glad. I'm real glad he didn't go by any kind of stupid sidekick name. Uh, but yeah,
Adventures of Spider Boy.
like I wish I would. If
Argument made because he started when he was 13, he could have gone by Spider Boy, but
if that was
I
the
wouldn't
case,
have.
if that was the case, then I would have been
I don't
like, then
even
why the fuck didn't then why didn't Peter call himself Spider Boy? Huh? Exactly. Shut the fuck up.
like. I don't even like Superboy. Like Superboy has always been like, or like Connor Kent starts when he's like 15 or some shit like that, right? I can get John Kent because he starts when he's like 9 or 10.
Right.
I can get him in Superboy. He's a little boy. But yeah, like Connor Kent, I've never understood him going by Superboy, especially when he gets older. I'm like, dude, you're like 17, you're like 6'4", 250.
Yeah,
Like,
he can switch up the name at this
Superboy.
point. Like
You were a man.
like not even that. I would want him to just make his own identity altogether. Like he's damn near as old as
I don't mind you wearing the S, but yeah, like a different name, like Steel. Steel wears the S, but you know what? He's got his own thing.
Yeah, call yourself Supernova, something like that. Shit. Actually, yo, that's hold up.
I was just gonna say, wait a minute.
Hold up. Oh, did we just come up with a badass name for him? Hold up. Yo, shit. I don't know if I want to edit that out because that's kind of fucking fire.
Hey, if you start going by Supernova, somebody's getting sued.
Yo. All right, yo, that's gonna be your fucking
Y'all
Superman.
heard it here first.
Yeah, that's gonna be your Superman persona. Yo,
but
yeah, I think that's all we can say about the fucking Ultimate Universe shit.
yeah.
So, god damn, we are on tangents today. Last topic for today is gonna be DC Universe is changing up the Young Justice Outsiders release schedule for the last episodes of the season. Pulling up the article.
I hear my fart noises because that's how I feel about the schedule.
Yeah, in case they didn't.
Right now, I can tell you what it is.
Yeah.
It's the July 2nd, which I thought was funny because that's when Far From Home comes out. But I mean, not like people are gonna be sitting down lining up to watch, the premiere season 1 anyway, or the mid-season.
Right.
But it's gonna start with 3 episodes. Then it's going to be 7 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Episode a week. Sorry. Had a little burp. Sorry, that sounds so nerdy. Had a little burp.
Oh my god.
But yeah, sorry, it's gonna be 7 straight episodes, right? But it's gonna be 1 episode a week, and then the final episode, I want to say, in September, right? Like mid-September, or the
Something like
final
that.
week is going to be mid-September,
Yeah.
and it's going to be 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's now I get with maybe those last 3 episodes because maybe it'll play out like that. Like those 3 episodes are going to have to be back to back to back
Mm-hmm.
for the form. I don't know. I just wish they were big enough that they could do it Netflix style because Netflix really takes advantage of the binge watch format, right? Because that's what creates all of the hype right then and there. Is you
Right.
watch the whole season and be like, whoa.
Yeah, because it's
And then
gonna
you won't
burn
be able to
out.
watch. Yeah, because it's gonna burn out. That's my problem. Is I'm probably gonna watch those first 3 episodes, and then maybe the next 2
Yeah. It's like we want to talk
later. Be
about
like,
the
oh
entire
shit, did
season.
you know? Yeah, and then I'm gonna come back and be like, oh shit, did you know? Blank, blank, blank. Yeah, that's another thing. We're gonna have to wait.
Yeah, like I never agreed with the whole entire we're gonna break up this season. Like, no, motherfucker. We've been complaining
You
to
have
y'all
your
for
own streaming
years.
format. You have your own streaming format. Just
Release that bitch.
I get TV, but you have a streaming format.
Yeah. And unless those
That
last
is
three
why I like Netflix. That is why Netflix is so popular.
right. And unless those last 3 episodes are gonna be fucking long as shit, or they're gonna or do y'all expect them to be the most fire episodes of the entire season, y'all better fucking
Oh,
release all.
they have not let me down so far. But yeah, that's almost where I feel like I should wait because I don't want to like have that passion fizzle out by like overthinking stuff.
Yeah, because
Be like sitting there during like they overthink things too much, and then it's just
yeah, like hell,
take
when we did
wolf.
our Endgame podcast episode, what that was like what 2 days removed from the actual movie, and in that time we were already fucking complaining about some shit in that movie.
Dude, I was complaining about shit in that movie mid movie.
But yeah, no, I it's clearly a move from DC to just milk the series for as much as possible because it's I would say it's almost their flagship series on the streaming service outside of maybe
I would
Titans.
say, yeah, there's probably a lot of people that wanted to see Young Justice season 3 so bad because, like me, when I was younger, I remember when it first came out, I thought Young Justice, I was like, yo, that's some good shit right there. Like,
Oh
I
yeah,
genuinely enjoyed it, so I was like,
yeah, it was mature Teen
oh,
Titans.
it was just one of those things. It never happened, and I was like, wait, are you serious? He's like, yeah, no, we never got a season 3
Yeah, it's
about that.
I feel like Warner Brothers and DC are doing the wrong thing because people have been yelling at these people to make season 3 for the longest time, and when we finally got it, they cut the season in half for one, and we didn't see the season until like well after it was all completed, or at least half of the season
Yeah,
at least. And
they haven't let me down yet.
yeah, I mean it's good, but
Black Lightning. What?
Yo, speaking of which, that episode, that video got flagged because of the music that I put in.
Fuck.
Oh, I was kind of heated, but I'm like, well, shit, our videos aren't even getting paid for anyway, so fuck it. I'll take that hit.
What are you talking about? Don't give away our secret. We make bank, y'all.
Oh yeah, we cash money millionaires out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm just hope these episodes better be fire if y'all gonna make me wait for all of them like that. Uh, any closing thoughts? Anything you want to plug or shout out?
Yeah, anybody who hasn't read Doctor Strange, I know I keep shouting it out, but boy, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, like Galactus and Dormammu and Mephisto all at the same time.
Right. Anything else?
No, that should be it.
Well, for me, y'all need to read fucking Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, the newest run. She's on some Chosen One type shit right now, and she's in space. Her first space adventure, I might add. So y'all need to hop on that. She's she's what's up?
I'll have to read that. She's in space. Love space adventures.
Right. Yeah, she's right now potentially gonna topple an entire government. And so yeah, she's doing big things out here. Other than that, go read the original Witchblade series. I'm rereading that myself and I forgot how fucking good it is. That is from Image Comics. Other than that, eh. Oh, check out a new video that we put on the channel called for a series called Hero Database. It's gonna be quick snippets of all your favorite superheroes or in some heroes you may not have known about. It's gonna give you little bits of info so that if you decide you want to read those comic books, you'll have a little foreknowledge beforehand. So go ahead and check that out. Link will be at the end of the video. But if Zach don't got nothing else, I don't got anything else. And this has been another episode of the No Justice Podcast. Check out links in the description below to join our Discord, join our Facebook group, and we will catch y'all later. Deuces.